Yeah, the MRT rehab, it's still, it's still because of the Sumitomo, when Sumitomo re-entered as the maintenance provider, the operation has been improved immensely. So yun po ang natin, no? Hopefully, under this administration, yung pong pangako kasi dapat build better more eh. Sana po ma-pursue yung South Long Haul and Mindanao Railway System, no? Which has been put on hold. But the two which were started in the previous administration are now full blast, the MSCR and the Metro Manila Subway System.
Hindi naman naapektuhan sa mga controversies ngayon, Mr. President, ang inyong implementation ng mga proyekto.
It's not affected in the sense that because these are overseas development assistance, these are foreign assisted projects, so tuloy-tuloy naman po siya. Ang magandang ginawa lang po natin sa Senado ngayon ay nilagay na po natin sa program appropriations, no, yung pong foreign assisted yung loans and yung government participation. It was lodged kanina, matagal namin pinag-usapan ni Sen. Joel na nailagay po ito sa program appropriations 2024 yata, no? Kaya nagkaroon po ng problema and delays na nagresulta rin na kung bakit ang JICA ay umangal mismo sa Pangulo. But through the Senate's intervention, we made sure this time that it will now be lodged under the program appropriations, both the GOP portion and the foreign and the loan proceeds. And yung po merong may iwan sa program appropriations, pero balita porsyento na lamang, but there will be a special provision that I will be proposing, which Senator Gatchalian agreed, that in case yung pong billing, for example, yung loan releases are demanded, priority po ito talaga release para wala akong delay, Your Honor.
So, ibig mo sabihin, Mr. President, mas stricto po itong mga foreign assisted projects, minomonitor po ng mga foreign counterpart na maiwasan po yung pinagsasamantalahan po ng ilan, Mr. President?
Very strict po because it's EDB funded, JICA also. Napaka-stricto po ng project management team. Composed of composite, no? May Japanese, meron pong Pilipino. Pero alam naman po natin pag Japanese po yan, ibang quality, iba rin po yung kanilang pagiging stricto sa pagbabatay ng mga proyekto, Your Honor.
Salamat at bawat sentimo po ay dapat accounted po. Dahil pondo rin po ito ng bayan, yung counterpart po ng budget po ng Pilipinas. Anyway, the DOTr previously announced that the launch of the pilot operations of Cebu Bus Rapid Transit, no, ito pong Cebu BRT, natuloy ho ba ito last September? Ano ang status po nito, Mr. President?
It was about to be launched, Your Honor. Ito pong Cebu Bus Rapid Transit. Unfortunately, two major calamities struck Cebu, yung pong earthquake and itong recently, itong bagyo, yung flooding. No? So, na-push back lang po, but it is ready for launching already. And I think it was, na-resolve na rin po yung ilang issues, no? Dati sa Kapitolyo, may pero I think it has been resolved. So, na-push back lang po.
Ito rin pong 2.5 billion was allocated for fuel subsidy to transport sector affected by rising fuel prices. Ano na ang status ng programa? Malaking tulong po ito sa ating mga public utility drivers. Ika nga, bawat piso, bawat sentimo ay napakahalaga po nito. Pambili na yun ng pagkain sa kanilang mga pamilya, baon sa mga anak. So, pinatuloy mo ba itong programang ito?
Your Honor, Mr. President, meron mo kasing requirement to. We have to reach the $80 per barrel, no? Para ito po yung magiging trigger para ma-release po ito. So not until we reach this limit, hindi po magagamit ito pong subsidy, Your Honor.
Ano ang status na po sa improvements ng NAIA and of course no, during the previous administration to decongest our airports, especially NAIA, the DOTr led by then Secretary Tugade, constructed new airports and improved existing ones. Dami na po magagandang airports tulad ng sa Legazpi, sa province ng Albay. They were able to complete more than 200 airport projects, including long-delayed international airport projects. Kasama na po dyan yung Bohol Panglao International Airport. Ito pong Mactan Cebu International Airport. Clark, napakaganda po na inumpisa rin po noon ni na BCDA Chairperson, now Secretary Vince Dizon. At marami pong mga rehabilitation of airports severely damaged by natural calamities in previous years. At interesado rin po ako na malaman ano na ang development sa sinagawang mga airport. I also wrote a letter to the committee to support and push for the funding of the Mati Airport. It will help decongest the Davao International Airport, no? Dahil 3 hours po ang biyahe. Ito po isa rin po sa iyong sinuportahan na Mr. Sponsor. Sana po ituloy-tuloy na po ito at maging operational po itong airport na ito dahil sa ngayon, minsan naglalanding doon, merong tumatawid na mga aso. Sana maging operational na po ito. Sayang naman po. And it will help boost the tourism in Davao Oriental. Malaking tulong po ito. Sana po tuloy-tuloy rin po ang pagpupondo nitong Mati Airport na dati pa nating pinaglalaban, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President, Your Honor, thank you for your questions and also concern on the airports. With NAIA, I think there has been considerable improvement. One of the more successful PPP ventures, no, with San Miguel right now. I think with only 1 year, no, malaki na po ang bago po sa NAIA, and we can see bigger, more improvements coming in the years. So we're very optimistic of that. When it comes to the other airports, the upgrading of airports and improvement are continuous, no. Like for example, in our Senate intervention, upgrading of of other airports, regional airports to ang target ng DOTr is to upgrade almost all airports to lengthen the runways and for most of the airports to be night rated para dumami po ang flights, na ma-spread out yung flights. Nabanggit niyo po yung Legazpi, the Senate allocated 1 billion for its improvement. Siargao Airport, we are allocated 100 million. For the regional airports, we will be improving Camiguin, Bukidnon, Cadalogan, Daet, and even yung pong binanggit yung kanina Mati na airport, we also put funding for initial fund. It will be multi-year, Your Honor, Mr. President, because we want to open that side of Davao, no? Davao Oriental, magaganda yun eh. Davao Oriental, Davao Occidental, and it will improve even Surigao and Caraga region. Kasi maganda yung area niyo, kaya lang, as you mentioned, it's 3 or 4 hours away from Davao City. So hopefully in 2 or 3 years' time, if we can complete the airport, mapapahaba natin yung runway, we'll put the terminals, it will be operational by that time. So it will open a new gateway for tourism and for commerce, Your Honor, Mr. President.
Salamat, Mr. Sponsor, sa iyong walang sawang suporta sa mga airports natin. The NEDA DOTr road crash costing model estimates that road crashes cost our economy about 105 billion annually due to productivity losses, hospitalizations, and infrastructure damages. How does the department intend to address the rising number of deaths and injuries on our roads? Bilang isa rin pong motorcycle rider, tulad po ng sponsor na motorcycle rider din po, paano po natin na-address ang road safety risk na kinakaharap ng ating mga motorcycle riders? May budget po ba para dito, Mr. President?
Your Honor, Mr. President, earlier, Senate President Soto interpolated and he was proposing to to add a budget for the road safety action plan, no? Kasi po wala pong budget yon, and this will help a lot in terms of road safety, no? Kasi alam nyo, si SP po natin, sabi ko among us, siya lang talaga yung nagdadrive araw-araw, no? Na walang driver, walang backup, wala lahat. So he knows the real score in our roads to know. So hopefully if we can fund this will help improve in the prevent road crashes, no, by having ito pong mga driver's education, lalo na po siguro I'm a rider, a motorcycle just like you. More than 50-60% of the road crashes involve motorcycles. Of course, there's only two wheels, mas talaga, prone to accidents, but meron po tayong proposal that mandatory rider's education will be conducted before anybody is given the opportunity to purchase a motorcycle. Kung baga gagawin natin mandatory rider's education bago po sila pagbilan ng motorcycle, and also to renew or to apply for a license na category, kasi may category na iba yung motorcycle, so kailangan rider's education. So LTO will, and the DOTr intends to make that requisite, no, yung pang rider's education. Honor.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Last two questions na lang po. I also note that we must further support the budget of the Philippine Coast Guard in light of the challenges faced by the PCG in the West Philippine Sea, and considering that they are crucial in our disaster rescue operations. Laking tulong po nito tuwing merong disaster. I filed the Senate Bill 682, or the proposed Philippine Coast Guard Modernization Act, to expand the capabilities of the Philippine Coast Guard through significant asset upgrades and organizational development. But while this is pending, I hope we could already lend our support to the budget of the Philippine Coast Guard for its modernization. The PCG requested a budget of 62 billion to the DBM, but only 35 billion was approved. May we know what programs and projects will be affected by this? What programs will be covered by the 8 billion added in the committee report? Should it be approved, no? Pagtulungan po sana natin ang ating madagdagan yung pondo ng Philippine Coast Guard.
Your Honor, Mr. President, you're correct. No? The Senate committee recommended and added 8 billion for the budget of the Philippine Coast Guard. Mostly, ang pinaka-major acquisitions will be the vessels, no? Meron tayong 97 meter, yun po yung pinakamalaking barko po Teresa Magbanwa of this type that will be purchased, na 97 meter multi-role response vessel, and tatlo ba yung 487? For procurement, 3 more 87 meter vessel that will greatly enhance the capability of the Coast Guard, especially in the West Philippine Sea. But the biggest benefit for our Coast Guard personnel is the Senate's intervention of increasing the subsistence allowance from 150 pesos to 350 pesos per day.
Thank you. Let me put into the record my full support for Philippine Coast Guard also. Earlier this year, there were alleged incidents of tanimbala in the NAIA. Meron pa ba ito? O kala ko nawala na ito tagal na, since 2016, during the time of former President Duterte, na maalala ko galit na galit po siya dahil talagang pinapahirapan po ang ating mga OFWs na mga inosente naman po na nagtatrabaho lamang pero nagiging biktima po nitong tanimbala. At maalala ko, tapos wala na po ito. So totoo bang the DOTr has fired 3 employees of the OTS over alleged involvement in the extortion scheme, o ibang scheme po ang ginawa nila? Ano bang hakbang ang ginagawa ng DOTr para masiguro na hindi na maulit itong tanimbala scheme na bumibiktima sa ating mga kababayan, lalo-lalo na po sa mga OFWs? For this year, 450 million was allocated for the purchase of body-worn cameras for transport security. Malaking tulong po ito na mayroon silang body cam ang ating mga transport security personnel. Totoo ba itong naiulat this year or ibang scheme po ang